Hi and welcome to this episode of Zeitgeist podcast with Niklas and Flo. Hi, Niklas.
Hi, I'm Flo.
Today we're going to talk about the new redesign of iOS, I think iPadOS and macOS. I think the betas have been around for a bit. I have it on all three devices, and I think you also had a bit of time to just try it out. And so maybe you just start. What's your feeling now after using it for a bit?
I really like the design. I mean, everything is like with round shapes now. But I believe for me personally, I'm always a big fan if something's just changed. So I believe if they going back in 2 years to the old design, for me it will feel new, and then I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. This is so new and fresh. But just from the experience I had so far, I like what I saw. How about
And
you?
me as well. So yeah, me as well. So I was a bit like on the iPhone, I wasn't really sure first, like installed it, felt a bit different, wasn't really sure. What still annoys me, and I'm not sure if it's really true, but if I look at the bottom, there is like the dock, and I feel that the radius of the dock isn't exactly the same as the radius of the bottom corners of my iPhone. Like it's not the same distance in all places. That at least is what it feels like to me, and that feels imperfect. Like I would like this radius to be the same. This is the thing that annoyed me the most about it. Otherwise, it took like 1 hour of okay, this is a bit weird. Okay, this is a bit different. To
Yeah.
where okay, it's nice. And on the Mac actually, I opened it first time and I just liked it. It was like in macOS actually, like iPad and iPhone, it was like, yeah, okay, I could have stayed with the old one, everything fine. On macOS actually, the new one is just, to me, it's just a lot better. I like how the new volume shows, like with the glass overlay. I've never really used Launchpad, so I don't miss it, even though it's gone. But I never cared. I use Alfred or Spotlight to open things. I sometimes use the dock, but the dock looks nice. I think I had some trouble with the menu bar at first when it was transparent. Sometimes the icons were white and the background was white that I didn't like, but you can just put a background picture, then it was gone. And actually on macOS, I'm actually very happy with the redesign. That was like the one where I thought, okay, this is really well done. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the only thing I really missed out because I
Yeah.
just forgot to install it so far. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So you're up for a
With my
surprise,
phone,
actually.
we'll
Yeah.
see. I will do it right after this recording. I don't know, but since we're talking also about complaining, I'm not a big fan of, I do a lot of screenshots on my phone, and like this extra question, if I want to save it to my photos. For me, it was always obviously what I want to do with it, save it to the photos. Now this extra step is annoying for me a little bit, but I guess this is like complaining on a higher level. Same thing with the Safari browser, like scrolling through the tabs. I think it is okay. It is what it is. Maybe because of this change, it feels like an extra step, but I felt more comfortable how it was before. But anyway.
Yeah. Also, for me, it was like on the iPhone, I basically was using it with the old system. Then I updated and I directly continued using it. And it just felt slower. Like I had the feeling that it was like the actions. Now I think I've gotten used to it a bit and so on, but it didn't feel as crisp action-wise as in the old system. I'm not sure if there
Yeah.
was some background processes ongoing or something like that on the phone, which could be, but that's like
So which phone are you using right now?
still the iPhone 12 mini because Apple discontinued the mini phone, but I think it should still be okay.
Do you have any trouble with the battery? I mean, people are saying that it drains the battery.
Maybe battery life went down like half an hour or something. I don't know. No, I don't have any real trouble. I usually have some kind of charging cable around anyway. And if I have to go like a real full day without a charging cable, and I'm using it a lot, I would just put it in energy saver mode in advance because I know that will drain the battery by the end of the day. But beforehand, I had like a day of battery life, and now I still have a day of battery life. Like it's okay for me.
Okay.
I get by.
I see.
And you?
16 Pro Max. I'm not sure if it drains the battery. I don't know. I always like to have the battery somewhere between 60 and 80%. So everything below that is already some kind of an emergency for me. And I was there before the change, like real quick. Same thing now, so nothing really changed.
Yeah, and I mean, you can charge in the car, you can charge at home. Usually, you can charge if you have a workplace. You can also charge there. So for me, it's not really that big of a trouble. If I travel, I have a power bank for these kind of cases because I also use it as a hotspot sometimes or something like that, and that just drains the battery. But that's always been true. It didn't change.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but maybe back to the positive things. I also macOS once again. I program a lot still. And for example, the terminal also got a bit of a redesign. I like that one as well. So I still think like macOS, they have done a really good job. And that is quite a compliment because I thought Apple wasn't good at doing software anymore. They were just good at doing hardware. And they have definitely me wrong for macOS with this one. I really like what they did.
Yeah, I guess I need to download it right
But
away.
you will install, and then we can have another chat about it. I think I've teased it enough now. Yeah, and on the iPad actually, I also like it. So generally quite happy. But I could also agree with what you said. I generally am a person that is quite strongly on the side of change. So I do not mind if things change. So and if they just go back in half a year, I will also like like the change in the other direction. So
Okay, so maybe we have the
I
same
think I'm with
conversation
you.
in 6 months.
Yeah, it's really interesting. What I could pick up. I mean, do you still remember Windows Vista?
Never used this.
Because they kind of had this, not exactly like this liquid glass effect, but they had this transparency effect. Like I don't know how long it's been, like 20 years, something. I don't know, 15, something like that. And they, at that time, it didn't really work because the computers were just not fast enough to render it properly, and it was always laggy and these kind of things. But I really, already then, I kind of liked this idea of these translucent windows and just having the things that you need to see like strongly printed and visible. And I like that with iOS and in the beginning, or iPadOS and macOS. And like in the beginning, I wasn't sure when I saw the first demos. But I have to say, generally quite happy. Let's see about what the battery does, but I'm thinking good. So, any more complaints? Something else that you found?
No, not so far. I mean, everything else what I'm using works pretty well on it. I don't see. I mean, I'm surprised that even with a iPhone 12, everything works smoothly for you. Because sometimes people are saying that the phone gets slower, something like this, when a new phone gets released. I don't know. Do you have any words about the iPhone 17 so far? I heard
Not really.
it gets a lot of scratches, but I also feel that this is like the story every year. That the case of the phone is not that good. I don't know.
I think they were the ones that bend over time. I think sometimes they get scratches. I mean,
Part of the
I
game.
put my phone in my pocket Sometimes there's sand in my pocket if I go to the beach. I mean, it's very hard not to scratch something if you have sand in your pocket. It's just too hard. Yeah, I've heard something about it, but also only positive things. I've not heard a negative word about the new iPhone. What I honestly think, going back to the iPhone 12 point, like devices from a certain year on seem to just be hardware wise really high quality with Apple. I feel like the processor is just enough. I mean, I'm running on an M1 MacBook Pro, which I've with programming feel no need to upgrade because it still runs for more than a day and I have no issues whatsoever. I could use some more RAM if I run like really large language models locally, but that also it's a very limited use case. Outside of that, I have no problems whatsoever. The system is super fast, and it's also like 3-year-old laptop. But I like the touch bar. They don't have it anymore, so if I upgrade it, I would have to get rid of the touch bar, which I don't want. So I'll just keep using it until it runs out. And the same like the iPhone 12. It's not that I don't want to upgrade. There's just no small iPhone anymore. Like I'll have to get the big one. And I'm
I see.
like I like to put my phone in my pocket, and if the phone is too big, it's annoying. That's the reason I haven't upgraded yet. Yeah, so let's see about that. But probably next year I'll have to jump into cold water and get a big screen phone. Probably
Let us
then
know.
the iPhone 18. Any final words for this episode, Flo?
No, I guess as I said, I mean, I'm just like waiting so that I can, download the new iOS for my computer.
Then we'll no longer keep you waiting. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. We are very grateful for every new subscriber. This was this episode of Zeitgeist podcast, and I will not longer keep you from downloading the latest macOS. See you next time.
Bye bye.